that we are never truly alone. There is a presence that walks beside us, even when we cannot see or fully feel it. This presence is constant, unwavering, and deeply personal. It listens to our fears and holds our pain. It offers comfort when words fail, and strength when we feel weak. Trusting this presence is like finding a safe harbor in a raging sea. It is a reminder that no matter how wild the storm, we have a refuge where we are known, cared for, and held. This refuge is not just a place, but a relationship, a connection that sustains us through every uncertainty. But trust is not about pretending to understand everything, but about embracing the mystery of life with open hands. When the answers evade us, trust whispers that meaning still exists beyond what we see. It invites us to believe that every hardship is part of a greater tapestry, woven with care and purpose. This belief does not erase pain, but transforms it, offering a new perspective that can carry us through. It calls us to rest in the assurance that the story is still unfolding, even when the next chapter is hidden. Trust encourages us to step forward with hope, not certainty, knowing that life's ultimate meaning will become clear in time. This perspective frees us from the pressure to have it all figured out now, allowing us to live with patience and grace. When uncertainty weighs heavy on the heart, it can be helpful to remember that trust is a choice repeated daily. It is a decision to look beyond the immediate fear, to fix the eyes on something steadier. This choice is not always easy, especially when doubts crowd the mind. But like any skill, trust grows stronger the more it is practiced. It begins with small acts, pausing to breathe, speaking a prayer, reaching out for support, or simply holding on to a hope that refuses to die. Over time, these acts build a foundation of faith that sustains even in the fiercest storms. Trust becomes a habit, a way of living that shapes how we face adversity. It turns despair into courage, weakness into strength, and confusion into clarity. Life's unpredictability can sometimes feel like a vast ocean, with waves that rise without warning and currents that pull us in directions we never chose. In this ocean, trust is the anchor that keeps us from drifting into despair. It is a lifeline thrown when the waters are rough, connecting us to something stable and secure. This anchor does not prevent the waves, but holds us steady through them. It is forged in the knowledge that life's storms, while painful, are temporary. The ocean's surface may rage, but beneath it lies a depth of peace. Trust teaches us to dive below the surface fears, to rest in that deeper calm. It invites us to believe that beneath the chaos lies order, beneath pain lies purpose, and beneath uncertainty lies unwavering love. When faced with uncertainty, it is natural to want to control every detail, but control is an illusion that often leads to frustration and exhaustion. Trust, in contrast, is a surrender that brings freedom. It asks us to loosen our grip and to release the need to manage every outcome. This surrender is not giving up. It is a conscious choice to rest in the assurance that not everything depends on us. It is a radical act of faith that says, I am willing to trust, even when I cannot understand. This willingness opens the door to peace. It lightens the heavy load of anxiety and fear. Trust creates space for hope to grow and for new possibilities to emerge. It reminds us that sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is to let go and let life unfold. In the depths of uncertainty, the human heart longs for reassurance. It seeks signs, answers, or promises that things will get better. Trust meets this longing by inviting us to look beyond circumstances to a deeper reality. This reality is a presence that does not change with the tides of life. It is constant and reliable, a foundation that cannot be shaken. Trust is built on this foundation, a rock that holds firm even when everything else shifts. It teaches us that peace is not the absence of difficulty, but the presence of something greater than difficulty. This presence is a source of comfort, strength, and hope. When we anchor ourselves in it, we find a courage that sustains us, a light that guides us, and a peace that surpasses understanding. The journey through uncertain times is often marked by moments of doubt and fear. These moments are natural and human. Trust does not demand perfection, but invites us to bring our doubts into the open. It welcomes the questions and the struggles, not as obstacles, but as parts of the journey. In fact, it is often in wrestling with doubts that faith grows stronger. Trust becomes more real when it is tested and refined. It is forged in the fires of challenge and emerges resilient and deep. This process is not easy, but transformative. It reshapes the heart and mind, opening them to new depths of understanding and compassion. Trust in uncertainty is not naive, but courageous. It embraces vulnerability and chooses hope in the face of the unknown. When the future is unclear, it is helpful to remember that life is a series of moments, each with its own meaning. Trust invites us to live in these moments fully, without being overwhelmed by what is to come. It encourages us to take each day as it comes, to find joy and gratitude even amid difficulty. This practice of presence is a powerful antidote to anxiety. It shifts our focus from fear of the future to appreciation of the present. Trust teaches us that we do not need to have all the answers to live well. We only need to take the next right step, trusting that the path will unfold as it should. This approach brings peace and clarity, allowing us to move forward with confidence even in uncertainty. Uncertainty often exposes the limits of our understanding. It shows us how much we do not know and cannot predict. This revelation can be unsettling but also freeing. Trust invites us to accept these limits and to rest in the mystery. It reminds us that life is not meant to be fully understood, but to be experienced with openness and wonder. This openness creates space for growth, healing, and transformation. It encourages us to embrace the unknown as a field of possibility rather than a place of fear. Trust is a willingness to step into that field, to explore with courage and curiosity. It turns uncertainty from a barrier into a gateway to deeper faith and wisdom. The experience of uncertainty can feel isolating. It may seem as though others do not understand or that no one else faces the same fears. But trust connects us to a larger community, those who have walked similar paths and those who walk alongside us now. This connection is a source of strength and encouragement. It reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles. Sharing our doubts and hopes with others can lighten the burden and deepen our trust. It creates bonds of empathy and support that sustain us. Trust thrives in community, growing stronger as it is shared and nurtured. Together we can face uncertainty with greater courage and resilience. Hope and trust are closely intertwined. Hope is the seed from which trust grows. It is the expectation that, despite current difficulties, something good is possible. Trust nurtures this hope, allowing it to flourish even when evidence is scarce. This nurturing is a daily practice, choosing to believe in goodness, kindness, and the possibility of renewal. It involves focusing on what is true and uplifting rather than what is fearful or doubtful. Trust helps us to see beyond immediate pain to the potential for healing and growth. It strengthens hope and makes it resilient against despair. Together, hope and trust form a foundation that supports us through life's uncertainties. Trust is often misunderstood as passive acceptance. In reality, it is an active engagement with life. It requires effort, courage, and commitment. Trust means choosing to believe even when the heart is heavy and the mind is uncertain. It involves action, reaching out for help,